each year, we ask one arts and sciences sponsor, donor, to share their experience and their motivations for supporting scholarships. Nicole Kaplan, our speaker this evening, is originally from New York. Nicole was training to compete in gymnastics at the 1988 Seoul Olympics when an injury altered the course of her life. College admission deadlines were very long past due, but Washington University, WashU, not only admitted her, but also offered her a scholarship to attend. Nicole came here, she majored in economics, earned an MBA from Columbia University, and she's a founding partner of Silent Spring Ventures, a private equity firm in Boca Raton, Florida. To this day, she remains close friends with her scholarship donor, Eric Rudin, and she created her own scholarship to Washington U in his name. Welcome, Nicole.
Thank you, Dean Shaw. It's actually really fabulous to be here tonight with this incredibly generous and incredibly talented audience. Last year you heard Peter Steffen talk with amazing detail and specificity about really the burdens and constraints that come with student debt and the freedoms and the choices that are available to you when you're unencumbered. He was, and obviously still is, so right. So I'm going to try a little bit different tact this year and tell a little bit more personal story about really generosity and gratuity. I will warn you, I've done this a couple of times. I've never actually been able to get through the end without crying. So if you can just be a little generous with me, if I choke up a little bit, I'll try and breathe through it, but I'm warning you. So my story begins in, kind of a familiar place, right? A choice among WashU and other, less desirable schools where more affordable. I hid my state acceptance letter and begged and pleaded, and when that didn't work, pulled out the whole tears thing with Dad, and he finally broke. So my mom and I really quickly filled out all the forms and got the applications in. And so one part family contribution, one part student debt, one part scholarship, and I left for WashU in the fall of 1988. So my scholarship was, as the dean mentioned, made possible by the Samuel and May Rudin Foundation, on behalf of their son, Eric, who had previously attended Washington University. So fast forward about, 5 months or so, and I went home during Christmas break to New York, where the Rudins live, and I called up Rudin Management, right? So I figure I'm just kind of, calling up this, family real estate office. So the Rudin Management owns and operates 40 million square feet of premier New York City real estate, of which I was very blissfully unaware, and this is probably a good thing. And I just kind of called up and said, hey, can I take Eric out to lunch? Say thank you, right? Hey, is the founder's son there? What's he up to? And so, full disclosure, I used to actually buy plane tickets home on Wednesday before Thanksgiving break, knowing that when you got to the airport, TWA would be horribly, horribly overbooked. You could always count on them giving you kind of a check in a flight home Thursday morning. I used to literally go to the airport without luggage because you knew it was going to happen. Somehow Eric's secretary said yes and, booked lunch. And I put on my best little Evan Picone suit and my, faux silk shirt with the so-so 80s bow, right, and the big hair and the boxy, and the shoulder pads and the whole thing. And I show up looking really eager and earnest at his office, and TW and I treated Eric to lunch at some incredibly banal midtown restaurant. And he's wonderful. He's very, very gracious. He has an incredibly easy smile, and he made me feel comfortable. And, so even though he was kind of born to great wealth and great social status, he was really taught early by his dad that life is about service. And so he very graciously entertained this very eager 18-year-old girl at lunch. And it became like a thing. Every time I came home for Christmas or the summer, I would take Eric out to lunch for the next, basically 3.5 years. And I prattled on and on about my classes and my sorority and my tennis matches. And when I finally took an urban planning course, we actually got to talk about real estate. And I told him all of my fabulous theories about how things should be designed, and he told me about the practicalities of working with, planning boards and NIMBY issues and all that good kind of real world stuff. And this very wonderful billionaire let me pay for lunch every time I wanted to say thank you. So this is the part I get a little, right? So in May of '92, on the eve of my graduation, I actually got a note from basically the Rudin Foundation. And, okay, breathe. I'm paraphrasing, but it basically read, "Dear Nicole, we have been sponsoring the scholarship at Washington University for many, many years, and you are the first recipient who actually reached back out to us, and it's been a pleasure to get to know you. Please accept, as our graduation gift, the repayment of your student debt." Yeah. I did it. Apparently all you really need to do in life is say thank you. So it's been over 25 years, and since then I'm really, really glad to say that Eric and I have actually stayed friends. We've had dozens and dozens of lunches and dinners, and our holiday cards span celebrations of births and graduations and ups and downs in life. I will say this, he never again let me pay, and he always picked the restaurants after that. So at this point in my life, my family and I can actually finally formally thank Eric and the Rudins by dedicating the scholarship that we're doing for the university to them. So we feel like we've got a chance to come full circle on it. And so if I can just ask all the students in this room to do two things. The first is so easy and so powerful. Just say thank you. You really don't have to do much more than that. Just remember to say thank you. And the second is if you can actually kind of see yourself literally standing in my place 25 years later. Pay it forward, pay it down, pay it any way you want. Use any cliche you want to use. I don't care how you say it. But let's try and let everyone in this room create stories of generosity and gratitude. Thanks.